Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on Matrix Earth. What are you going to be afraid of today, dude? You're going to be afraid of your potential? You're going to be afraid of your creativity? Are you going to be afraid of building your new reality? Are you going to be afraid to plant some seeds? Are you going to be afraid to tell the people around you that you love them? Are you going to be afraid to be vulnerable? Nah. Have no fear, right? Have no fear at all. You know, they're going to ramp this thing up, dude. Full tilt boogie, dude. I can see what's going on. Those that have chosen to stay dependent upon a system that has written across it, we hate you and only want to use you and abuse you. The people that depend upon that system with that flashing red light across it, they're doomed. They're doomed. They belong in the city. They absolutely do. And for those of us who've read the writing on the flashing light, I was going to say the wall, but for those of us who have seen the flashing lights, man, I just think about how obvious it's been my whole life that the system's never, ever wanted anything but to abuse us and use us, right? But I think that like when you hear these things, like, you know, like, yeah, they're going to KO the dollar and the economy. They already did it, dude. We've been just living on fumes for a while, man. That's what the whole thing in 2020 was all about, dude. It was the mind virus, dude. Just the compliance virus, the let's see what we can get away with virus, dude. So yeah, there's a contagion in the interest-bearing, debt-bearing, petroleum-backed, funny money system. Yep. What you think them sending $100 billion over the wheat fields of Europe was real? You think all those like weird? I warned everybody 3 years ago, dude, with those funny money checks coming from the federal government, man. 10 to 1 on that one, baby. More like 1,000 to 1, right? It's all fake. And the fakeness is dependent upon like a certain aspect of going with it, man, right? So you look at it and you go, well, what are we going with? What is it that it's all about? And from everything that I can tell, you know, the system's not based upon the bankers. It's not based upon the petroleum dollar. It's not based upon the wars. It's not based upon anything. The currency that's running the whole system is fear. Fear is the backing of all their economic engines, dude. Right? So you get to this place with it where you are seeing now that they're going to cash the check, right? They're going to cash in the currency that they are looking to accumulate, right? And that is the fear currency, your energy, your life force, your mojo, right? So they can't come to you and be like, okay, we're going to how do I put it like this? It's all voluntary. It's all compliance based, right? So you have to choose to be afraid of it, right? You have to choose to be afraid of the digital currency. They're moving us to the digital currency, dude. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Yeah, they're gonna do all of that, dude. But what backs their digital currency is fear, right? They're gonna shut off my account and I won't be able to go to the Bahamas, dude, or whatever it may be. Like, people have this thing that, like, it's by default, it's already there, dude. Nobody uses cash anymore. They can shut off your thing at any given moment, dude. Like, they've always had that ability, dude. The system's always had that ability to shut off the thing at any given moment, man. And yes, we've moved to a system where, you know, the satellites and the hardware. I've warned everybody, dude, you can have all the crypto you want, dude, or all the whatever, but they still own the hardware, right? They still own the banking machine. They still own the ATMs and the cash registers and all the things that are all interconnected, right? So what? Who cares, right? We all care because we all are in this thing. We're in this thing, in this weird duality. Like, we live in that, right? In that nature that just really does not care, dude. One way or the other, what we do with our banking systems, our little fake machines, our diggers, our bombers, or whatever, right? So if you're sitting here and you're like, well, what am I going to do, dude? Like, what are you going to do, dude? Well, build more, dude. Believe more. Love more. Create more. Right? It's this thing that I learned a while ago. Every time I become afraid of financial insecurity, and that's, you know, I live on the DIY concept, right? Like everything is self-created in a certain way, but it's within the thing, so it's all interconnected. Like, yeah, in order to do what I do, I have to go through that matrix, right? I have to sell my wares, like in these platforms on Etsy, links down below, or links down below here, and this and that, like, in order to make my stuff. Yes, it all comes, and we're all interdependent on the system, and the system's collapsing before our very eyes, dude. You think that just because, you know, the stores and the bridges and the roads are attacked. No, the system has collapsed a long time because of what's going on in the libraries, with parents taking their children to these freak shows. Like that, how much more of a collapse do you need to be aware of, dude? Just because you can go in and buy a gallon of milk, dude, doesn't mean that the system hasn't imploded. It's imploded. It's hemorrhaging dumbness, dude. And so, what does that mean? Good times, dude, really, for us. Because when you see that the whole economy of the world and the interest-bearing banksters and global controllers, their whole thing is based upon fear. It's not the petroleum dollar. It's not gold. It's not, you know, it's not the one belt, one road. Well, the reason, all right, so you look at why, like, for example, the Chinese are like excelling, dude. It's all fear, right? The people within their economy, their country, right, live in fear of the totalitarian government, right? And now they're going around the world, right, down into Africa and all these places, and all these African countries are like, oh, I'm going to join up with the Chinese economy model, right? Well, why? Why are they doing that? Because they're terrified to be part of this petroleum-backed military-industrial complex bombing thing. So they rather, these people in these emerging countries, rather live in fear of a repressive totalitarian government than a bloodthirsty, bombing, destroying economy, right? Which is like our economy, right? Our economy is based upon brutality. Not that the other one isn't. It's just a different form of brutality, right? So again, is within all of these matrix models, They're all based upon you being afraid of it. But that's the real model out there. That's the real matrix, dude. There's the network of rivers and land, and that's, you know, that's why they've been actively trying to, like, you know, pollute that. But again, you don't need to be afraid of that either, because that grid, because it doesn't care, has the ability to push back on all of that too. And so you got to ask yourself, how do they get away with it? They get away with it through getting you afraid of it. It's like this weird push-pull type of thing, you know, like the system wants you to be afraid enough to think their abuse is loving. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, right? Just be afraid enough to think that the abuser, it's really an abusive, like, it's like we as a society, as a human population, have been living in an abusive relationship for as long as they've been telling the story, right? And they've glorified the story to be that it's somehow a good thing. It's not. So how does anyone get out of an abusive relationship, right? They have to admit they're being abused. Step one. Oh, that's dark, dude. Black pill. Yeah, full black pill, dude. This thing is doomed, man. Doomed. But the minute you realize that, like, you can begin to take proactive measures, right? And that's where the white pill is, dude. Like that's the beauty of this whole concept, is like, the minute you face the scary truth, you can begin to take proactive measures to be abundant, to be free, to not live in fear. And you'll always have moments of like, oh boy. And yet, once you see it, there's no going back. Like, there's no going back. It will never be 1994 again. It will never be 2019 again. It will be Mad Max. Time is coming, dude. And you could say that Mad Max time is already here. I mean, look at the Congo and the wherever they're mining the stuff for all the phones and the batteries, dude. Look at the wheat fields of Eastern Europe. Look at Southeast Asia. Look at all these places. So it's already happening, the Mad Max thing. It's just that by grace of God, you've been given plenty of warning, plenty of time to secure your lifeboat, to build your pocket of the future. And yeah, it's intense, man. It's super, like, I keep saying, is like, the real adventure is in the mundane, man. The real action sport is the mundane life. Just try to just live like a mundane life and just see how, like, out of hand action sport it is, dude. Because, like, all the, like, extreme sports are just vacations from the real action sport, which is LIVIN, man. It doesn't get any more intense than just trying to live here and have a positive mental attitude in spite of it all, dude. Right? I don't know if I'm making any sense, dude. I was just like, it's such a rad morning. I wanted to make a video to be like, just encourage you to get out and build something, get out and create something, get out and make something, whether that's a new relationship, a new family, a new piece of art, a new project, a new game plan. I'm going to do that today. That's what I'm going to actively pursue today, dude. I'm going to actively pursue planting some more seeds today. I'm going to actively pursue building some more hard goods to sell to you or whoever. I'm going to actively pursue updating all my platforms that that sell things so that it's more functional and can thread through the needle, dude, because it's all about that it's all about getting aerodynamic right now. And accepting the truth, dude, is we're all in it together, man. But the more we stay away from the currency of fear, the brighter the day gets. Just don't live in fear. Yeah, be fully aware of it. Like, they're going to KO this whole thing, dude. And there's going to be a lot of losers. But you know what? The losers have signed up to lose. Like, this is like, life is a totally voluntary system, dude. You have to sign up for your own defeat. You have to actually not read the insert. Like, it's all in the fine print. It's all a compliance-based system, dude. So what are you going to comply with? It's not about even not complying. It's about what are you going to comply with? I'm going to comply with creativity. I'm going to comply with production. I'm going to comply with building. I'm going to comply with making a new thing. I'm going to comply with planting, with starting, with creating. Those are the things I'm going to comply with today. I will no longer comply with fear and bad vibes and their whole thing. They can make their digital banking system. Go for it, dude. They've already built it anyhow. Just most people can't see it. They think it's coming. It's already here, dude. Like, it's already here. Whatever, enough out of me, dude. I'm gonna go take a walk. There's some links down below if you want to get some of the new t-shirts, dude, on the Etsy thing, or the there's a like button over here somewhere. If you want to send me some of that fakeness, fake ones and zeros. You know, we're all living off the fake ones and zeros, dude. So spread them around, dude. But look, the real economy, the real money, the real value is just being nice to people that aren't viewed as anything except fodder for the machine, dude. Most of these people out here on Spaceship Earth are treated terribly, dude. So you can really invest in the world around you by just being kind to people and using those name tags. All right, this is The Illusion signing off. Have a beautiful, blessed day.